So I was driving around town the other day, Dennis,
Uh-huh.
and you know what I saw?
Uh, a car.
A Porsche Taycan billboard.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
In
I was browsing the web the other day too,
in your
and you
neck
know
of
what I
the
saw?
woods?
Actually, it was Coral Gables, but still, I
Oh,
was I
okay.
was I was, I was browsing the web, and I saw a Mustang Mach-E ad.
You don't got ad blocker on? You
Besides the
crazy.
point.
You crazy for that one.
You know what I don't see though?
Oh. Uh-huh. Let me What? What don't you see?
Tesla ads. How are they selling so many cars without advertising?
You go on Twitter for 5 seconds
That's it.
and
You
there
just
there it is.
Twitter.
There's the entire advertising arm of Tesla telling you everything you need to know about why you should buy a Tesla and why
How
you
did that
should.
come to be? How did Tesla get away with making arguably one of the most powerful companies in terms of recognition in 2020 without actually spending any money on getting their name out? How'd they do it?
Mm, by being the leader in an emerging technology and doing it well.
Do you think it? Do you think it's time to for Tesla to actually start marketing?
I I doubt it. I mean, clearly,
Didn't we have to vote on it last quarter as a shareholder
was
whether or
it?
not Tesla would?
I feel like that was a while ago.
Was it 2 quarters ago?
But I
Regardless,
feel
I mean,
like
it's always brought up. It's always brought up. When is it time for Tesla to start advertising? Have they finally sold to all the reservation holders and all the Elon Musk hype men? Do they now have to reach the mass market through traditional marketing means?
no. I mean,
You don't think so?
the fact that they just got rid of their PR department this quarter. I
Crazy to
mean,
me.
you would think, a PR department is, kind of a priority for a lot of companies. That is how the company gets word out to the press or people that just visit PR sites, and then the press disseminates that information to the viewers. But if Tesla doesn't even see the need for PR companies or even a single PR person, then I think that they're pretty comfortable not advertising and not really and just having the product speak for itself and all the fans just doing the work for them.
They do use the fans as leverage here, because Tesla does do marketing. They just don't have a marketing budget and market in this traditional means. Every time Elon Musk tweets, that's Tesla marketing. Let's be real.
That is true. I also have a question. Tesla does have some YouTube videos. They're like
Does
one
that
minute
count?
long. Are those commercials? Do we count that as commercials, as advertising? Where do we
I
draw
don't
the
know.
line
What if?
at
What if?
advertising?
And I don't know what you consider YouTube. Well, first of all, you can buy ads on YouTube, and Tesla has not. I
Right.
feel like that
As
would be
far
a
as we
very
know.
strong definition as
Correct. Yes.
advertising.
Yeah.
I don't know if I upload a video to my personal channel if that counts as advertising.
I don't know, but if
I
like
think YouTube's just a video platform. That's like if they uploaded it onto their own site. That's just their page. That's the same as saying is Tesla's Twitter account advertising. I mean, yeah, technically in a sense, but not in a
yeah,
sense of the
but
same way.
the money to make a video is a little bit more than the money to make a tweet. Like
You're right. Like, yeah, it
especially
definitely it definitely costs something. And where'd that money come from if there's
I
no marketing budget?
I
You're
mean
right.
I mean I'm on the YouTube channel, Tesla's YouTube channel right now, and the videos were pretty sparse, but almost all the videos were always about a feature like Tesla Atari, I see
Hmm.
Beach Buggy Racing 2. But I've noticed that in the past month, they've definitely been more frequent. There's a
In general,
charging at home, there's a charging on the road video, there's a trip planner, there's a Sentry mode, dog mode, pin to drive video, remote climate controls video, driver profiles video, and a remote access video, all released within the past month. And it's very easy to just kind of consider these as like tutorials, I guess, or something. But I don't think it's too far of a stretch to consider these as commercial-esque
I think if they don't
advertising
if they don't pay for a slot somewhere, I'm just not going to consider it as traditional advertising.
as traditional advertising.
That's them using social media to
That's
their
fair.
advantage.
Yeah.
But there's no advertising budget there. Like, yeah, there's a production budget, but in the same sense as is that same production budget the same one they use when they set up the Cybertruck unveil? Was that advertising?
That's fair. That's
But coming
fair.
back, yeah, they do get the name out through untraditional means.
Mm-hmm.
They do technically market without marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at something like Tesla Kila.
Yes.
Was that really a quick buck for Tesla, or was that a marketing play?
Oh, marketing play.
For sure, right?
For sure.
All the little gimmicky things that Tesla releases,
Mm-hmm.
that's press. Yeah, they're not paying for a billboard, but it works for them because of how large their fan base is.
Mm-hmm.
You just have so many people spreading the word on Tesla Kila. How many people went to Thanksgiving that month and told all their friends and family about Tesla Kila and Tesla's new bottle of alcohol? What other product did they recently unveil?
The short shorts.
The short shorts. That was another one. Twitter blew up. Financial Twitter blew up.
Mm-hmm.
It works. They just use it's the same as the referral program. The referral program used their current customer base to spread the word out to get sales. They're still doing the same thing as back when they had the referral program. And again, is that considered a marketing budget? Are all the prizes considered marketing budgets? Don't know.
Prizes are probably more expensive than a traditional marketing budget with all the roadsters they got to give out now.
So do you think it's time that Tesla actually creates a traditional marketing budget, starts paying for Google AdSense, starts paying for sponsored posts, billboards around town?
No, bro.
They don't even have dealerships.
No, bro.
You know, if you look at Ford, let's say, Mach-E ads, I see them everywhere online, right? They definitely know my niche.
Mm-hmm.
You also see you see Porsche Taycan billboards in person, but Ford also has, on top of their large marketing budget, they also have local marketing budgets within their dealer networks. They have a place where you could just go and test drive a car,
Right.
and yet Tesla has the same, but Tesla's showrooms aren't sales staff. They're not trying to get you in a Tesla like a Ford sales staff is.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they've anti-sold this car. Not anti-sold it, but they haven't pushed for selling this car, which has become the best-selling EV on the planet. Just crazy.
I mean, the company's just exciting. I mean, I think it all just boils down to it's always just an interesting company, and Elon has really showcased the benefit of having a quote-unquote relatable CEO or head of company or front-facing, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, he's the second richest man in the world, so he's not relatable in that sense. But Elon shares stupid memes on his Twitter with no regard for anything. So that gets people to like him, and it gets to the point where if Elon sneezes, there's 5 articles about it, and by extension, that's 5 articles about Tesla. So I honestly don't even think there will ever be a marketing budget for Tesla.
You don't think eventually they'll just run out of people to sell cars to within their fan base?
No, because
you don't think they'll ever need to hit the actual mass market of boomers who don't use Twitter? Because let's be real, what's the average person who uses Twitter?
Not
100% of America is on Twitter. Not 100% of America is on YouTube. 100% of America is on the roads going to dealerships.
Tesla's brand value is going to get up there and brand recognition is going to get up there with Ferrari. Ferrari don't got ads.
I think it's there already.
If it's not there already, it will get there. And Ferrari doesn't have ads. Everyone knows what a Ferrari is, and we're getting to that point where everyone knows what a Tesla is. They might not even know how an electric car works, but they know what a Tesla is. If we're saying that
Tesla's at peak, right? If they're up there with Ferrari and they're up there with some of the strongest brands in this world,
mm-hmm.
How do you think they're going to double and triple their sales in the next few years? Why aren't people buying the car today?
Well, some people can't afford it. I can't afford a Model 3 right now.
So how are they going to get sales up, is my question to you. If you think we're already there.
I just think we're there in the public consciousness. That doesn't that people know what a Tesla is, but people, once again, my dad knows what a Tesla is, but he's not prepared to switch over to an electric car. But when he does get to that point, he's probably gonna, switch over to a
So you
Tesla
think
because that's a
you
brand he
think
knows.
Tesla's done growing as Tesla, and they will now grow side by side with the EV segment?
Well, I think them selling cars and them being a recognizable brands are exclusive from one another. Just because I think everyone knows what a Tesla is doesn't mean that I consider them to be at peak sales a year or something.
Well, what's the reason for people not buying electric cars? It's mostly misconception. Don't you think Tesla would be able to fix some of these misconceptions with advertising?
No.
Again, I'm speaking on the mass
I mean,
consumer
sure.
level. The
Yeah. I
mass
mean,
consumer is clueless.
if Tesla's advertising is based around EV education,
Hmm.
then yeah, that could work. But I'm thinking of in a traditional, 30-second spot. I don't know how much education you can get in that 30 seconds. I mean, one of their YouTube videos is, charging at home and charging on the road, which I consider them just showcasing, hey, you can
Well, we
charge this at
saw,
home.
who was it, Electrify America, that ran
Yeah.
that EV
Yeah.
education ad campaign?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen it done,
Yeah.
and it works,
As far as we know.
as far as we hope.
Yeah, as far as
So
we know.
you're saying, right? I Freaky Friday you into Elon Musk's body.
Uh-huh.
You aren't giving Tesla an advertising budget. You think the best play here is continue as is?
I would only. Well, I wasn't considering the EV education portion of advertising when we were having this discussion, but I would think that would be the only way they could benefit, as if it's not like, hey, here's a Tesla Model S, here's a panning sweep of it on some valley roads, go buy
Yeah,
it.
because I feel
But it,
everyone knows of Tesla, but not everyone knows the general gist of electric cars and the fact that the range is already sufficient. The fact that they could own a Tesla if they wanted to.
but if the advertising campaign is like, hey, let's clear some misconceptions about EVs. Hey, you like fast cars? Do you know how fast this car goes? Electric power, instant torque. Like, if that's the angle they're going for, then I can see some benefits in that. But in regards to just the traditional vehicle advertising, where it's like, here's an interior shot, here's an exterior shot, here's a nice sunset view of the car, I don't think they're gaining anything from an advertising campaign like that.
Yeah, but no one really does. I mean, Porsche is also up there with Ferrari and Tesla. Why does Porsche need to slap a Taycan on a billboard?
Because no
It
one
seems
knows
advertising in
that the
general is
Taycan.
dated. It doesn't.
No one knows that the
There's not
Taycan
really a
came out.
purpose to it.
No one. No one knows. They don't
That's
got.
true.
Yeah, Porsche isn't in the news anywhere near Tesla in general. Even though they're one of the most storied brands in the
Yeah,
automotive
but
world.
we also see general Porsche commercials as well. They also advertise the regular 911, which everyone knows.
I don't know, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a Porsche commercial. Only
Super
during
Bowl.
the
They
Super
did it.
Bowl.
Yeah, they did the Taycan commercial.
So,
Again, proving
yeah,
your point.
yeah.
I mean, okay,
So-
well, let's take it down from Porsche then. Let's speak on Ford, which every single person knows who Ford is. If you don't know
Right.
who Ford is and you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
How? How'd you
I'm just
find
sorry.
us? How'd you get here?
They still advertise. They still have their prices.
do.
They do
They do.
daily commercials.
They do.
Why? Everyone knows what a Ford is. It's just to embed it in your brain. It works. At least I assume it works because that's why they do it, right? Or is Elon Musk right in thinking that it simply doesn't work and it's a waste of money?
I would assume it. I mean, human psychology and advertising have gone hand in hand, I think, for like 6-7 decades, if not longer.
Just slam you with an infinite supply of
right,
ads.
to subliminally message you, whatever, hack your mind, whatever you want to, how deep you want to go into that conspiracy theories. But, I think Tesla specifically wants to remain not like a luxury brand in the term of like Rolls or Bentley or stuff like that, but not exactly a cheap brand. And I think if we look at all the cars that have commercials dictating their prices and like dealer and incentives. If you come in right now, we're gonna slash $2,000 off your MSRP and stuff like that. Those commercials tend to be on the lower end cars that are pretty cheap, and it kind of I think has this. You make this mental connection of like, oh, this is kind of a cheap car. They gotta throw all these prices and like
Yeah, but that's where Tesla wants to
little
be with the
incentive.
$25,000 Model 2.
Well, they're not there yet. I mean, maybe when they get to the $25,000 one, they might. But like I said, I think brand recognition is damn near max at this point. That I don't think that they'll need to do it. Elon Musk is going to say $25,000 Tesla coming out tomorrow. Internet's going to blow up because everyone will talk about it. Every single news site you can think of
I mean,
will
the
have
Cybertruck blew up.
we'll have that article. We'll have 5 articles about it because they're gonna be like, here's what we know. That's one article. Here's what we hope we'll know. That's another article. Here's the history of Tesla to get you caught up. That's a third article right there. Everyone's gonna and their mother's gonna write an article about it. Everyone on Twitter's gonna blow up. There's like no reason unless you're strictly watch TV and like don't talk to anyone at all, then that would be the only person I think that would not get the
Yeah,
news.
but after that initial burst, like we saw with the Model 3, and they did how many reservations in the first 24 hours, and the same with the Cybertruck.
Like
After that,
200,000.
and after they've caught up on all those reservations, because again, Tesla's a company that has to catch up on reservations because they don't have the production capability to just up an extra million cars a year. Once they're caught up, how do they sustain? I mean, we've seen it. They've clearly done it. Don't get me wrong. We've seen they've surpassed the Model 3 reservations. They surpassed Model Y reservations, and they're still selling cars.
It's on to the next model. It's on to the next battery
So you
improvement.
think
It's on to the next software
Tesla's
improvement.
marketing is improvement? You think Tesla's marketing is, hey, here's the next
Evolution.
car. Here's what to look forward to.
Yeah.
Here's robo-taxis.
Yeah.
MCU4.
Yes.
Flying cars.
Yeah.
I'm going to personally sign every car.
Yeah. if and then I guess.
But how long can that go? You think that it's just going to be a cycle of
Forever.
here's new forever? It's just always going to be the next product. Cancel the Model S, now it's the S2.
Yeah.
I guess. And in an iPhone world
We're gonna
where everyone buys the next iPhone every year, it works because everyone's always looking for the next thing. But again, Apple also advertises, and everyone knows Apple.
If they really need the advertising boost, one of their SpaceX rockets is just gonna have Tesla plastered on the side of it.
Yeah, but you also have to factor in that advertising is not necessarily to get you to buy it, but it's also to get you to fall in love with the brand. And not only that, but if you've already loved the brand, to maintain you as someone who loves the brand. Like, we see Mustang commercials every day, and who doesn't know what a Mustang is?
Yeah, bro, but I think if you're in the Tesla
It's to
community,
feed the ego.
I don't think you need any more Tesla media thrown at you because you just go on to, like I said, Tesla
I don't know.
Twitter,
I think every single time
you're
I
sustained.
think every single time Elon Musk tweets out something like, I love all the people who support Tesla, I think everyone's ego gets boosted. I think they do need that reminder that, oh yeah, Tesla, the best.
I don't know.
Maybe
bro.
not now. Maybe we're still in its infancy, but
I-
in 10 years, Tesla's going to be another automaker. Well, unless you're one of the people who think Tesla will dominate the whole world and sell more cars per person. 2 cars to every person in America. That it just,
I don't know. I mean, considering it's our job to like write, we might be reading about Teslas and other cars more than the average person is. But I think if you're in the Tesla community and actually want to be in the Tesla community, there's enough content and enough talk about Tesla that I don't think a couple commercials here and there really will be what keeps you in the community.
okay. Well, you've had people bring up Tesla who don't know about Tesla, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say those people were misinformed or informed on the company and their products? Was there more to learn, and did you have to explain?
I think everyone I've talked to didn't come with like aggressively misinformed opinions. Like Like they weren't like, oh, I can't drive an electric car because 50 miles or something, the battery's gonna get too hot or something like that. It was like, hey, so I heard like this, yada yada yada. Is
Hmm.
that true? And I'd be like, no. In fact, it's this, yada 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 yada, blah blah blah. The range is this. This
Yeah,
is how
but
you charge it. This is what the charger looks like, blah.
how many people don't have the dentist? How many people don't have someone to ask? Is my point. Because
Uh,
there's plenty people have questions about everything. If you're alive, you have questions. Not everyone is gonna go Google the answers. A lot of people will just it'll just remain in the back of their head, like, oh yeah, I had this thought. No one asked. Not gonna take the extra step to Google it, and they just don't know. Again, clearly proven by the fact that they asked you versus Googling.
well, everyone likes to ask me instead of
I,
Googling.
I think everyone in the Tesla community has had questions asked to them about Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people who have questions about Tesla don't necessarily have someone to ask those questions to. And that's where advertising could possibly kick in.
I see your point, but at the same time, I'm going to counter that if you can't even do a simple Google search, I don't really think that you're really committed to buying a car. Like a car purchase is big.
Well, okay, well, you have
It,
to understand something. There's a lot of people, and I'm going to actually say that it's a large percentage of people. As you know, I have a dealer background.
mm-hmm.
People just stick with their brands. Someone who buys a Honda 50 years from now is on their sixth, seventh Honda.
Oh,
Someone
I
who buys a
believe that.
Ford, fourth,
Yeah,
fifth
yeah,
Honda, and it's not
yeah.
necessarily it's yes, there's people who love the Mustang and who will daily drive a Mustang, and it's their favorite car, and they have a Ford sign in their garage. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's also just regular people, 40-year-old mothers who that's just what they know.
Yeah.
How do you reach those people without targeting them?
Yeah, but do
You
those
have
people
to.
even want to switch cars? Do they even want to
I'm,
switch brands?
I think that we've seen a lot of people who ended up with Model 3s and Model Ys who were on their fourth or fifth Honda, their fourth or fifth Ford, that they were convinced by someone who happened to know about the company, who happened to answer their questions. I think we've seen it done. And I think there's a lot more of that market to capture. A lot more.
I don't know. I feel like people know of Tesla. I feel like almost everyone who's in a position to buy a car knows what a Tesla is, and at the very least knows what an electric car is, and that
Okay, but
Tesla's
again,
an electric car. But so I feel like if they are curious about making that switch to electric cars, they can do a Google search, and people that are just outright not wanting to do it, it doesn't matter if a commercial is going to come up.
well, there's also a difference between uh, being misinformed and having a question. Some people just have the thought of, oh, this is impossible versus, oh, is this possible?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So again, 500,000 cars is what they've hopefully made this year. I guess we'll know by the time this goes up.
Hopefully, or a couple days after.
Bull case on Tesla is 20 million cars a year. How do they get there without advertising?
Well, first they gotta make 20 million cars a year.
Yeah, but we're not seeing a back order on Teslas. We're not seeing 20 million orders worth. We're not seeing 5 years delayed.
Well, first of all, they gotta make a cheaper car for $20 million. I mean, 20 million cars a year. That's 4 facts.
I just don't see them getting anywhere near that number without doing more than they're currently doing.
I don't think
Don't get me wrong, it works.
advertising
It
will
works.
be the biggest hurdle to getting to an obscene
20
amount
million
of.
cars?
Yeah, I don't. I
mean,
think that's gonna be one of the least of their worries, actually.
what they're doing works. They're definitely selling cars. They're definitely selling cars past the initial. I guess the Model Y did come out this year, and we can account a large portion of this year's sales to Model Y reservation holders. It works, but does it work to a path of eventually doing 20 million cars a year? I don't know. Maybe a million cars a year. How many new models can they possibly come out with to keep people entertained and keep the same people buying cars?
That's the big.
Because you have to understand, if they sustain, let's say a million cars a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Average person keeps their car for I think the number is 6 years if you break it down,
Something like that.
6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really only selling cars to let's say 8 million people.
6 sets of people.
Yeah, that's all you're selling a car to. 6 sets of people. There's so much more market to capture. And if you're saying they're at their peak brand recognition, and we're gonna assume that the $25,000 Model 2 is what we'll call it, will double their sales from 500 to a million. There's still so much more to go. There's still so much more to go.
Yeah, but Tesla's not in a vacuum. Obviously, people will just prefer other cars just for personal reasons whatsoever.
Oh,
I mean,
but
Tesla's a
Dennis, how
great
will
car,
they
but
get
it's
to
not the
20
best
million
car for
cars a
everyone.
year?
How do they make 20 million cars a year if they just don't eat every other automaker in the world? I don't know. But
Oh, so what I'm hearing is that you don't actually think Tesla can hit 20 million cars.
unless everyone starts buying like 2 cars per person, no, I do not think.
Hashtag canceled.